Hey, how you doing? It is I, the Terrific Lady, otherwise known as Brandy, and welcome to Retro Horror School, and happy Friday to you. And it's already August. Where has this year gone? Lots of exciting things planned for Retro Horror School all over the place. It's going to be awesome. But enough of that, on to today's video. Today's video is a first watch review of a horror movie that I have been told you need to see, you need to see, you need to see. And it is 2003's Wrong Turn.
Hello? We're lost. We're looking for a phone.
Sweetheart, baby, seriously, this isn't funny.
Wrong Turn starts off with this, I guess, this doctor, this intern. He is going to this interview and he gets stuck behind some traffic and he's already late. So he wants to take a shortcut and he ends up running into, quite literally, running into this other group of college age students out on this back road. And they end up running into a group, a family or something of cannibalistic people who cannot talk. And these cannibalistic people end up chasing them down and killing them one by one. I believe this is set in West Virginia, something like that. But that's the basic plot of this movie. A wrong turn is made. They run into a cannibalistic family and they start getting picked off one by one. Well, at least most of them do. You got to have survivors. But what works about this film? What works about this movie is you can tell that it's very much inspired by movies like The Hills Have Eyes and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And you see that with the mutant cannibals. You see that with the fact that it's this house set up out in the middle of nowhere and they've kept all the cars and they kept all the trinkets, much like in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So the influence is very evident, which I like. I like movies that are, you could tell that are directly inspired by other movies or a certain genre. And Stan Winston, special effects guy extraordinaire, who did the dog thing in The Thing. He also created and directed Pumpkinhead. He did the visual effects for this film and also produced this film, but the visual, like the makeup effects on the cannibals, and they were really gruesome. They were really creepy. Just perfect Stan Winston. He did a good job with those. The storyline was very simple. The action got going right away. You were thrown into the thick of things. So this kind of movie, this backwoods kind of horror survival slasher movie, you don't need a big, long, slow burn. It just hops right into the action, which I like. I also did appreciate that some of the characters made smart decisions. For instance, a few of them were trapped in this tower that the cannibals were burning, and the dude was like, yo, we've got to jump out of this tower. We've got to jump out, or else I don't want to burn alive, do you? So they jumped out of the tower into the trees. And I really like that because it was a smart decision. They didn't just stay frozen in place. And also near the end, the guy shot the truck that had the gas canisters and it blew up the cannibals' cabin. I also loved that. Instead of long drawn out fight scene, boom, done. What doesn't work about this movie? The main thing that does not work for me about this movie is the predictability. There's the predictability of exactly who is going to die. Exactly. They telegraph it way too much, linger on that person sometimes for a particularly long time. So, that they're next, they're the next target. Also, the tropes like tripping over something when you're trying to stay quiet and yelling, hello, out in a not crowded forest, but out in a forest to where the enemy can hear you. Like, Jesus, like, if you're being chased by cannibalistic people, don't go yelling out hello to where they can hear you and know your exact location. Also, the trope in the tower where they find the radio and they're just about to give them their location or tell them like what's happening, and then it gets cut off. So there are way too many predictable tropes and telegraphed things, and it kind of led to the movie being a little bit boring, where if they had gotten rid of just like the typical tropes and they amped up the suspense and the tension, I think this would have been a super awesome killer movie, like at least to me. So my final verdict on this film is that I would not watch it again. It's not something I'm going to actively seek to own, and it's not something I'm going to actively search out on streaming services. But you might like this movie if you like backwoods slashers, if you like early 2000s horror films, and if you like cannibalistic slasher mutant people. So that's yes. So have you seen, and also Wrong Turn is really not available to stream anywhere. I found it uploaded onto YouTube. So if you search Wrong Turn 2003 full movie, you will probably be able to find it. So Wrong Turn, have you seen it? If you have, what did you think about it? Or if you haven't seen it yet, if you just skipped ahead to my verdict, do you want to see it? Let me know in the comments below. And sadly, class is dismissed, everybody, for now. But I will see you next time. Bye.